I don't know about you guys, but if the name of my channel were Thinking Critical, I would assume that thinking is an important component to my channel. But Wes here, he doesn't have to do that. It is all about outrage, and outrage is getting very thin nowadays. We've talked about this a little bit. There's not a lot to really complain about, so manufacturing outrage is a really important thing for these guys. Also, Wes says and does homophobic things a lot. It is a big part of his channel. I have receipts. We're going to look at it here in just a second. But yeah, this is Wes from Thinking Critical, and he's going to be talking about Marvel's Superior Avengers. And I'm guessing he's not reading the titles. I know that he's talked in the past about not being interested in Marvel and DC. And if you're not going to read them, I think at the very least, you should think about it and go research these things before you talk about them. Now, Wes has a almost 40,000 subscribed channel. And a lot of times when people are defending Wes, they're saying, well, he's a comic book guy. He's above reproach. He knows what he's talking about. A lot of you other guys out here, you're not Wes. He reviews comics. He is a dude that actually stands on business. And I would say, based on this video, that is false. It is false. Let's watch this clip, and then I'm going to debunk this dude, and it's going to feel so good to once again prove how much of a hack this guy is.
Oh, it's so bad, but we'll talk about it today. Of course, we're going to mock it more than anything. Marvel's One World Under Doom event has officially hit the post-irony stage. For the past month, the only buzzworthy thing to come out of this supposed flagship storyline is a controversial cover from Superior Avengers number 5.
Okay, so I want you to keep in mind, he says controversial cover. The people have been talking about this for a month, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Are the people talking about it not reading it? Are they not reading it at all? Did they not see any of the promos and previews and stuff of this before it came out? I'm going to guess they haven't. Let's see what he has to say about this.
Featuring yet another gay kiss.
Oh.
This time between Dr. Doom's son and a multiversal Killmonger variant.
Okay.
Unsurprisingly, this gimmick was cooked up by Steve Fox, one of Marvel's gay activist writers. Fans aren't talking about this because they're excited or intrigued. They're discussing it because they're annoyed by Marvel's transparent attempt to generate cheap clicks through forced controversy. And this is literally the only thing I've heard anyone even notice when it comes to what.
So it's really weird that this is the only thing you've heard people talking about or notice about this, because that would mean that you're not really doing any deep dives into anything regarding Superior Avengers. Now, the important thing to understand here is this is a lie. This whole gay kiss cover thing is a lie. It's blatantly, obviously, and objectively a lie. There's no sidestepping it. There's no looking at it from a different perspective. And the reason why is the Killmonger variant in this storyline is a woman. Yes, Killmonger is a woman kissing a man on the cover. Somehow to this guy equates to a gay kiss. That's what Wes is saying. He's saying that Marvel is this gay activist created this cover with two men kissing to stir up controversy. But this self-proclaimed expert of comic books didn't even bother to look to see what this version of Killmonger brings to the table, who they are as a person, any of these things. He just went for outrage. That is incredibly lazy. It is so incredibly lazy. It takes you 5 seconds to type in Superior Avengers Killmonger to see that Killmonger is a woman. Now, I want to address the concept that there's something wrong with two men kissing on a cover anyway, but let's make this very clear. Killmonger in this is a cisgender, straight woman. Straight as far as I know, we haven't been told otherwise, kissing another cisgender man. So there's not even an angle of like anti-trans rhetoric on this. It is literally objectively false. It is a lie. He is drumming up anti-gay controversy to his audience that already doesn't like gay people. He doesn't like gay people. Like I said, he does homophobic stuff. I bring receipts. Let's look at this quickly before I start talking about why it's a problem here. So we have over here, Thinking Critical, just more and more and more and more anti-gay stuff. It just goes, and this is just a little tab of the anti-gay stuff that he does. And this is a problem because the material harm is the same. You guys know this is one of my standards for when I call out stuff. You can't call out everything. It's impossible. So you have to have some sort of standard. My standard is if the rhetoric causes the same level of harm, whether it's ignorance, whether it's a lie, whether it's on purpose, whether it's disinformation, if the end result leads to a community receiving harm from whatever it is that that person is doing, then I have an issue with it. So you have a guy whose audience is already prepped. They are already prepped to hate gay people. They're already prepped to hate trans people. They're already prepped to listen to Wes tell them the truth. And you have him in a video stoking outrage with a lie, a 100% lie. Wes, you are a liar. You are lying to your audience. Here's the thing. It wouldn't even matter if it were a gay kiss. This would not be the first time that Marvel has had characters, gay lesbian characters kissing in a comic book. It's not the first time. It's not even a big deal. But they're making it a big, or he's making it a big deal. Predicated on a lie. So not only is he making up a lie, but then he is creating anger towards gay people, towards the quote unquote an activist within Marvel, an activist. He's creating all of this outrage predicated on a lie. If you are somebody that watches his channel and you don't like some of the things going on in comic books, you have every right to feel that way. I'm not going to say you're wrong. You have every right to feel that way. What you do with those feelings is another story, but you have every right to feel that way. But if you're somebody that watches him because you trust him, if you're somebody that watches him because you believe in what he's doing, believe in what he's saying, and you're totally locked in on that, you yourself should have some sort of standard about lying. You should have a standard about that. If somebody who is making videos talking about this stuff, and literally it's been 2 days since that video came out, because I was deciding whether or not I was even going to talk about it. I was like, maybe he's going to take the video down, maybe he'll retract it, maybe he'll correct it, because he's a comic book guy, right? But he hasn't. The video is still up. It's still available. Almost, I think it was like 5,000 views, 40,000 subs. It isn't a lot to just sneeze at. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's enough people that you've got a community here on YouTube. I know how it works. And you are stoking those flames. And the funny thing is, I haven't seen anyone else, at least right now, take the bait on this. I haven't seen anyone else do that. It's just him. Wes, you don't like gay people. You have an issue with gay people. And it is a very weird hatred. I know there's this weird stigma around like closeted people going after their communities to try and cover up whatever's happening in their lives. I know there's a stigma about it. But I'm old. I'm an old dude. Like, I've seen this stuff happen before. A lot of times, the people who are the loudest in opposition are the ones trying to say, look over there, don't look over here. So I'm not saying that Wes is gay or trans or anything like that, but typically there's something that you're covering up or something you don't want people to know about you, so you're saying it about other people. Because the thing is, if you were reading the comic, legitimately reading the comic, you would know that that's not a gay kiss. You would know that Killmonger is a woman. You would know all these things. So there is a vested interest in either homophobia or covering up something or self-loathing for whatever reason. Again, it doesn't mean you're gay. There could be something about you that you're repressing, something in your life that you're repressing. Maybe you're upset that gay people can be on the cover of a comic book, and whatever it is that you feel is underrepresented isn't going to be there. Like, it's just, whatever it is that you're repressing in your life. That's the only reason why. Because I can't imagine that you sat there at your desk and you saw this cover pop up and you went on and you made a whole video about this without knowing that Killmonger was a woman. One of the most basic elements of the story. She's from the future, like I think a century in the future. She's like a century in the future, where Doom is not a good person. Shock and surprise, and that is the setup for her story in this storyline. And you would know that if you were actually keeping up with the comics, but you're not. And so what you've decided to do is create gay hate, and that is something I cannot be quiet about. You made a lot of awful videos. I could talk about any of these videos. so many negative anti-gay videos. But when you become a liar, it gives me the opportunity to prove to your viewers that you are in fact dishonest.